Life has this uncanny ability to make us feel like we're constantly falling short, like we're perpetually one step behind where we should be. In the quiet moments of self-reflection, it's easy to focus on all the ways we haven't measured up, the goals we haven't reached, the mistakes we've made, the progress we feel we should have made by now. But here's something profound that we all need to hear more often. You're doing better than you think. It's that critical voice in your head. It's not the most reliable narrator of your story. The truth is, every single day you're making progress in ways you might not even recognize. When you drag yourself out of bed, even when you're exhausted, when you choose kindness in a moment of frustration, when you take one small step toward a goal despite your doubts, these are all quiet acts of courage that add up to something extraordinary over time. Consider all the invisible battles you've fought that no one else sees. The mornings you pushed through when you wanted to give up. The times you smiled through pain. The moments you chose hope over despair. These aren't small things. They're monumental victories in the human experience. We live in a world that celebrates grand achievements and visible success. But the real measure of a life well lived is found in those daily choices to keep going, to keep trying, to keep believing. Maybe today didn't look like what you imagined. Maybe you didn't check everything off your to-do list. Maybe you're not where you hoped you'd be by now. But look closer. You're not where you used to be either. That distance between then and now, that's growth. That's progress. It's proof that you're moving forward, even when it doesn't feel like it. The myth of linear progress does us all a great disservice. Real growth looks more like a spiral staircase. Sometimes you feel like you're going in circles, but actually you're ascending to new heights. Some days will feel like breakthroughs, others like setbacks. That doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're human. The very fact that you're reading these words right now shows that you care about growing, about improving, about becoming the best version of yourself. And that intention alone is a form of success. Think back to challenges you've already overcome, obstacles you've navigated, hard seasons you've survived. At the time, they may have felt insurmountable, but here you are. You've developed resilience you didn't know you possessed. You've gained wisdom you couldn't have learned any other way. You're stronger than you realize and more capable than you give yourself credit for. We live in an age of constant comparison, where everyone's highlight reels are on display while their struggles remain hidden. It's no wonder we feel like we're not measuring up. But what if you're actually doing better than you think? What if all those small, consistent efforts are compounding into something meaningful? What if the struggles you see as setbacks are actually shaping you into someone wiser, kinder, and more resilient? The truth is, we're all works in progress, and progress isn't always flashy or dramatic. Sometimes it's the decision to try again after disappointment. Sometimes it's choosing self-compassion over self-criticism. Sometimes it's simply getting through the day when everything feels heavy. These are all victories worth celebrating. There's extraordinary power in acknowledging how far you've come. That project you've been working on is further along than it was last month. Those relationships you're nurturing, they're making more of a difference than you realize. The person you're becoming, you're stronger and more capable than the version of you from last year. We're so quick to recognize growth in others while minimizing it in ourselves. But what if you took a moment to truly see your own progress? What if you gave yourself permission to be proud of how you've shown up, even imperfectly, for your life? The world can be quick to point out where we fall short, but slow to acknowledge how far we've come. That's why it's so vital to become your own greatest supporter. To notice your growth, to celebrate your small wins, to recognize your effort even when the results aren't perfect. You're allowed to be proud of yourself. You're allowed to acknowledge your progress. You're allowed to say, I'm doing better than I thought, because chances are, you absolutely are. It's a simple fact that you are re-engaging in this moment of self-reflection. It speaks volumes about your character and your commitment to growth. So the next time that inner critic tries to convince you that you're not enough, remember, you're doing better than you think. Not because everything is perfect, but because you're showing up anyway. Not because you have all the answers, but because you're willing to keep learning. Not because you never struggle, but because you never give up entirely. That's what real progress looks like. Messy, imperfect, but undeniable. Where you are right now is exactly where you need to be in your journey. Keep going, keep growing, keep believing in yourself. Because the truth is, you're doing better than you think, and your best chapters are still being written. This isn't about empty reassurance. It's about recognizing the profound truth that we all capable of more than we realize, and that our small daily efforts matter more than we often acknowledge. Your struggles don't define you. Your perseverance does. Your doubts don't limit you. Your courage to keep moving forward does. The person you're becoming through all of this, there's someone to be proud of. So take a deep breath, acknowledge how far you've come, and trust that you're exactly where you need to be. You're doing better than you think, and that truth alone can change everything.